Bowe Donncha, Six Nations is back, and there's a real buzz around the girls in green.
You're not wrong, Tommy boy. Yes, momentum is building as we get behind the team this year.
It's set to be a huge few weeks. Big games, big moments, and incredible sport right across the country.
And Vodafone is right at the heart of it, backing the team and rallying the fans through the team of us.
There's matches in Galway, Belfast, and of course that historic first standalone game at the Aviva. The green wave is growing.
Yeah, so get behind our girls in green with Vodafone and the team of us.
Come on, Ireland! Right, let's crack into Donncha. There is a busy weekend of sport this weekend. Lots going on, lots to be discussed with the Masters, golf. I'm buzzing about that.
Yeah.
You've got the Grand National.
The Grand
I didn't even know
National.
about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Europe is back. Munster aren't in it. And the Women's Six Nations.
It all kicks off. Actually, it's the ultimate week, isn't it? Like a weekend of it. You do get a few, but there's a few of them where it's all kind of crossing over. And this is the perfect one, isn't it?
I sense it is definitely building, but listen, with 70,000 fans going to see Ireland against England over in Twickenham or the Allianz Stadium, start of Six Nations, huge. I just wonder, with all the other matches and everything else that's going on at the minute, with these fuel and roadblocks due to Munster supporters all across the country, just fed up with the current situation. What's going on?
Their tractors just. You got caught on the way home, Tommy. You did well. Like we said we'd record at a certain time, and to be fair, you made it. But you've been in traffic all morning, have you?
I feel like I've come via Munster from Dublin. The M50 was blocked. Slow traffic going along there like a snail. I went off through Meath, right up to Trim, middle of Ireland, back out onto the M1, and it was blocked as well. So, chaos out on the streets there at the minute. So, we've had it on the show all morning. Lots of people for it, lots of people
Day 3
against
at this
it.
point, isn't it?
Day 3, yeah. So obviously this is coming out on Friday morning. We don't know whether the government will have met them, whether the army have come in to move it all. It's all going on, I tell you what.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if you'd see a few Munster supporters just to kind of stand there with like that down this sort of thing. Things aren't working for us. Like, might as well join it.
Yeah, but the thing is, we got a few days in Spain over the Easter holidays, and Jenny's parents' place out there. That's where we go over. But you fly into Faro and you cross over into Spain.
Okay.
But the amount of people that are coming from Portugal into Spain to get petrol or diesel, like there's a queue at the pumps there as well because it's nearly half the price. So I know we're in the middle of it as well, but it is a global problem. I'm not taking away from the fact that points need to be made and stuff like that, but there is a side of it as well, Tommy. Like I was chatting to a lady in town yesterday, and she was there. My business is reliant not only on getting the supply chain stuff, but on the customers coming in to buy it. So, we don't want to self-harm either. Of course, we people have the right to protest and should if they feel aggrieved, but I think there's better ways sometimes of doing stuff, isn't there?
It's a right mess. I actually heard somebody mention that about Spain too and how cheap it is, but like cost of living in Spain is a lot cheaper as well. And anyway, listen, there's a lot to be discussed at the minute, and if we want to go down that line, I've had it all morning, and people are rightly fed up. But I think one thing that puts people in good form, like the golf, the Masters is good. McIlroy trying to repeat what was probably one of the most epic sporting moments of all time. His win
great
last time around. Grand National's always good for a bit of crack.
Lowry with the hurley all week.
I saw that as well, yeah.
Geez, brilliant.
At the effort they put into those greens and those fairways, and he's
exactly
there pucking the ball
there he
around
is
the place.
pucking a ball around the place. Do you know what's funny about it though? There he is pucking a ball around the Masters. But I remember reading Joe Canning saying that the day before they're not allowed to go on the pitch in Croke Park to practice, to kind of, they'd be afraid they'd damage the pitch.
But sure, let's think of us in the Aviva. If you dare stand on the Aviva outside the little window you have for a captain's run, you are chased off it.
Yeah, good on Michela. Michela, what a man. And all the team there. We shouldn't single him out, but geez, brilliant. The only fella I've ever seen tell Paul O'Connell get moving.
Exactly.
And,
The only man I've seen look after his grass more than Peter O'Mahony.
yeah. Actually, Pete's on the way out. I was looking at him on social media. Out to support the Irish. Come on, the Masters.
Oh, I thought you meant he was out supporting the fuel protest. I was thinking, can't get enough diesel for his lawnmower.
Exactly it. Yeah, he needs 2-stroke for his hedge cutters.
Here, listen, you've got a big night tonight as well, don't you?
Yes, we are. There's loads of lads around Cork. In fact, actually, funny you say it. Peter Stringer he's in Dubai, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Or Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leave us know in the comments where exactly you are, Strings. So he's coming this morning, but like you, he's got caught on the way home. So I think there was a few lads going playing paddle at 3:00. He was hoping to make it. And then he sent a message into the WhatsApp group saying, lads, I'll be lucky to make dessert at this point.
So what's going on? It's a reunion.
A 20-year reunion since we won the European Cup back in 2006. So there's a dinner tonight put on by Munster Rugby in the Rushdown Park. And I think we pretty much have the majority of the squad. There is one or two admissions. I don't think Frankie Sheen is there because he's on an Easter tour with the Cork on under 12s. Vital has to be done.
Has to be done.
And then the other side of it, Raj getting ready to prepare for Ulster. So there's probably 2 ones. Yeah, we'd all wish Frankie the best of luck with the under 12s.
Exactly. Listen, and that for Raj, of course. Right. So the 20-year reunion of that 2006 victory. Right. We've loads to discuss in rugby, and that's going to lead us into nicely because talk about that. Did you read Gordon Darcy's article this week?
No. Do you know what? I buried my head. I've done quite the ostrich.
Because as Gordon Darcy said, that Munster can only move on by leaving glory days in the past.
Yeah.
It's important for them to separate pride in what they were from honest account of what they are. Look forward to discussing that later on.
Sorry, we will discuss it later on, but can I just have a quick nibble at it? I'm sick of the fucking fake sympathy towards us. It really is. You know what I mean? Like, at least you are a bit smug about it, and I appreciate that. At least you're genuine about it. Whereas this kind of, I hear all that shit and I see them. You know what I mean? And it is fake. Like, enjoy it, lads. We are. You know
you're coming back, are you?
Fucking we. Yeah. It's hard, Tommy. It's fucking hard. Like, sorry, I know we're going to get into it properly, but like, I actually had my kids going to me, can you stop watching the matches with the live? Would you watch them on Sunday evenings so that?
Oh no! All right, okay.
It doesn't ruin the
much
weekend.
Of an impact, even though you're on holidays, still
just
has
man,
you down.
Just that first half, man, 31-0 down, man. That try, you know what I mean?
Faye about so 6 players hardly laid a finger on him. 6
fucking players like that. Sorry, thank you for smiling. Genuinely, but you know what I mean? And you're one of the decent ones, Tommy, because you're not given the sympathetic, oh, poor old Munster. That's what's wrecking my head. You know what I mean? All them flutes. I see them. I hate the fake sympathy. But then again, it is the worst thing, the genuine thing, I know maybe that Exeter probably had in the second half performance. When I always felt it. When people nearly feel sorry for you. It's the worst on the pitch, isn't it?
It is. Listen, there's nothing worse than that. Sympathy. Just give me a break. Like, I'm going to fight my way through this. And listen, Munster still, plenty to fight for as well. I suppose we mentioned there before, what order do we want to do this? You've touched on Munster there quickly. I think we should probably mention Six Nations starts this weekend. The pod is sponsored, of course, by Vodafone, who are supporting the team with us. Ireland women kicking off the Six Nations this weekend. 70,000 going to the Allianz Stadium, the old Twickenham. Erin King, captain, come back just from a knee injury. Cleona Maloney MacDonald up for her 50th. Lots of milestones involved in this. And I mean, fucking hell, playing in front of 70,000 in the Allianz is going to be amazing.
It's 70,000 at the time of recording. And I know there's a massive push of the kind of hashtag sell it out. And you'd love that to happen for them. And as well, England being World Cup champions, probably favourites to win the Six Nations. I think they've won the last, Jesus, 6 or something like that. Like, and you hear John Mitchell saying that, you know what I mean? He wants this team to drive on. But then again, like, we've been there as well when England came back after winning a World Cup and headed to Twickenham and Ireland winning, you know.
Yeah.
So I actually feel it's a great one for us to get first off out, because like all the pressure's on them, you know what I mean? I feel our big rivalry this year is probably France, and can we bridge the gap between 1 and 2 and just show that we're thereabouts. But
Well, after what happened in that World Cup quarterfinal against France, I think there's definitely a bone there that, like, listen, they're going to go after it with that one. But I think, yes, exactly. This is a great time to get England. First match, big sellout crowd in the stadium, all the pressure on them. And listen, even if it isn't, and Ireland don't go over there and get the win, like, just the opportunity to go over there and try and, like, put out a big 80-minute performance.
Yeah.
I just wonder, though, like, for those girls to play in that big a stadium with that huge crowd will be, like, the emotion will be running deep. With the worry how good England are, though, you have to be positive going into a match like this, but you could, like, they are looking at this, like, if it doesn't go off, it doesn't start well here, you could be in for a fucking tough day at the office in front of a big crowd.
But we've been there, Tommy, and sometimes it's kind of liberating and free, isn't it? That you're there, like, you know what I mean? That's probably what everyone expects, if you know what I mean. And the gap has been that big in terms of the gulf, in terms of professionalism. And to be fair, their league is quite incredible. But like, when you can go out and play free there, and you're right, kind of with the team in, and you're right, new leadership within it, and just listening to Erin, she seems incredible. Like, even just coming back, we chat about resilience, but I didn't know, like, she's still quite young, but that injury she had, they were saying, like, that she, you know what I mean, it was game over, and now look at her, you know what I mean, driving it on, and she seems young enough to be able to keep this squad together coming into a Rugby World Cup, and all the great heads around her that will be able to help her and protect her. I was listening to her on the BBC podcast. They were in camp and got to chat to all the captains. Did you hear it at all? She mentioned that she failed her driving test 13 times. Brilliant, like, I was there. But that's what honestly I love about the women's game. We find out so much about them. They're such crack. We've chatted to them on the podcast. It is a joy. The characters, the personalities. So it's going to be a great few weeks, and hopefully we see more and hear more of these brilliant stories.
I don't know anyone who's failed their test 13 times. How many did you?
I failed it once. Insane. I failed it once. Did you?
I failed mine twice. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Do you know what did you fail on?
Well, so back then in Monaghan, it was kind of like you could drive around on the provisional for as long as you want.
In Monaghan, you could do anything, I'd say, to be fair.
So I was driving around on the provisional. My dad was like, "You should go get a test here." I was like, "What do I need? Don't even need the test." But I got that comfortable driving. But I got that comfortable driving, in the test, I was driving down a one-way street, right? And there was a car wanting to come out of a parking space. So I kind of like flashed them and waved them on out. Can't do that. That's a major. And I went down to like a stop sign, but it's kind of like on a roll and bend type thing. So I would normally go down, I would slow down to stop, and then just drive on. But you're meant to stop, pull up the handbrake, look right, left, whatever else. And 2 majors. That was the first fail. And then I can't remember what the second one was.
I had one. Do you know what anyone actually going to do the driving test? One of the probably things you learn is don't be sound. So what you did there is you tried to be sound and leave someone out.
You're right.
That's the best way to pass. Is just be, because there was a zebra crossing right outside the church. And this lady was looking to cross the road, so I stopped, and then she saw I was doing my driving test, and she waved me on. So I sat for another few minutes, and she was there, no, go on. So then I did drive on, and the instructor went to me, there was a pedestrian at the crossing. I was there, she waved me on, and he was there. There was a pedestrian at the crossing. And then, I don't, the notes, it was kind of like, oh, good luck, God bless. I should have started doing donuts to just see how far I could push it.
Do you remember getting your lessons though? Worst time of my life. I hated that. My driving instructor used to stop halfway through it for two fags. She'd sit there and we'd have two fags through
Was
it,
this
right?
Paul
Not
Bowe?
just one, right? So she'd have a second while talking a bit of theory with me. Do you know what I mean? We'd always
Uh,
stop at the same place. And like, if only I told Paul Bowe, it was a good 15 to 20 minutes there of the lesson wasted.
we were speaking of Frankie Sheen, but I remember he found out one time that John O'Driscoll, Mickle's sounder brother, was doing his driving test, and he organised for all of us to go up in convoy behind him and follow him as he did his driving test, beeping and flashing and just being absolute nuisances. Frankie,
Uh,
what a boy.
Good times. Well, listen, Aaron could have done with that. Any help? Just don't be so sound, Aaron. That's
Don't
the
be
thing.
sound. Don't be sound. It's just too
Exactly.
nice.
Okay, well, listen, and for Cleona Maloney MacDonald, 50th cap, couple of debutants there as well. Bewitched the women, an absolute stormer. It's the start of a huge campaign for them.
Yeah.
And can I just ask you, before you get into that, what would be a success for the Women's Six
Yeah,
Nations?
I think bridging the gap, to be completely honest. I think England are rightly so favourites, but I think it's all, I hate it. I hate saying it. I hate myself for saying it, but it's all part of a bigger journey. I think, with coaching, tickets locked in now a little bit, with playing in proper big stadiums, like you mentioned at Murrayfield, the Principality, the Aviva, the Alliance, we're in the
Amazing.
arenas. Yeah, no, it's on, isn't it? But it's also as well, Tommy, Lions tour around the corner. You know what I mean? So it's time
True.
to put your hand up for something that's going to be historical. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
First time our sisters go out as Lions, it's going to be incredible. So yeah, I would think if win all our home games would be incredible. That would put us in a great spot. And freebies. Go and you're right. Go out on Saturday and just fire shots. Honestly, have a pop off England and
yeah.
then rely on the niggle from France, because I still believe we were robbed there.
We were robbed. It was a joke.
You
It
know,
was a
it was
joke.
worse than Terry Henry, man.
It was worse than Terry Henry. It was worse than the Ospreys up against Ulster at the weekend. They were lucky to get away with that one as well.
How
Uh,
did you manage it, Tommy? Where do you sit on the forward pass as a proud Ulsterman, of course, but an Osprey to the core?
I want to go to Leinster because I do think, obviously, the main
Of course you
European
do.
competition, we have to go to that. But I do
Yeah,
think
true.
we got out of jail with that one.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, yeah.
I watched. I was there to the 76th minute, and I got up and left, thinking we've got this here. And all of a sudden, I just heard this like roar from the stadium. So I was walking out, I had to stick it on my phone.
You gobshite.
I know.
Never leave. Yeah.
Never
You're
leave.
right. Never leave.
But
Go
had
on,
to go
Leinster
and meet
first.
somebody.
You're dead
Go
right.
on. Listen, Leinster, as you said, Donncha, whenever Munster were in it, the Challenge Cup is not the
Yeah,
main competition. It's
yeah.
all about the Champions Cup. And Leinster remain still in it. A pretty crazy match last weekend against Edinburgh. They got Sale this weekend. I mean, listen, they must be just delighted. Like Sale, they should win. Edinburgh, obviously, it was squeaky bum time at one stage, but like it's a good run for them, isn't it?
I never felt it even was.
Yeah.
One of those ones, it's kind of like when boxers go out and kind of just get their tempo. They knew
Yeah.
within the first two scores, the first two punches, they know we can bang them out anytime we want. So, like, I heard Lukey Fitz being tough on Joe for that kind of trying the round the back. But I think they're in that kind of phase
They
with stuff
are.
where they can have a go. And to be fair, I think the attack looked better. It's something I've been critical of them. It's faster tracks, harder ground. You know what I mean? More time together. Hugo Keenan being back is massive. I thought he was incredible. But it certainly looked like they're hitting their straps. And I've said it to you before, Tommy, I think they are so dangerous at the moment because nobody sees them coming. All the noise is around, honestly, all the noise is that Glasgow will do them, you know what I mean, get over Sale, and then Glasgow will do them, no chance. They will bop them.
Yeah, I hear you, right? And I know like there's it's a top quality team there at the minute, and like they seem very confident about where they are at the minute. Yeah, like there's great mood music coming out of the camp. They seem to be very confident that things are going in the right direction for them. I don't see it in their performances. I don't know whether they're Like they are throwing the ball about a right bit. They look to be playing expansive. They look to have smiles on faces. But I mean, losing to Glasgow a couple of weekends ago, going against the Scarlets, they weren't perfect in that game. Obviously, Edinburgh last weekend, they were kind of just sparring with them. Like, I don't know now.
I
I
don't
think
know.
there's a bit of false bravado here.
Do you think so? I always preferred it. I preferred when you knew and you won ugly or you found a way. You know what I mean? Those ones that they were bumpy and you know there's loads to improve on and that hasn't really clicked and that hasn't clicked for them yet. But I do think
I,
as it goes along, they're going to hit their straps and I honestly think they're going to bop someone. They're going to
but I,
when it all clicks and falls into line,
well,
someone's for it.
they did
And
this
I
this
know it
time.
is. It's Glasgow, man. Glasgow are
Well,
for it.
oh yeah.
Rubbing their noses in it over there is going to come back and bite them in the ass. They will hockey them.
I heard actually Glasgow, the coach pull them over the coals over that. Like their behaviour and how they rub their, like, said, we do not need Leinster after us. Like, that's the wrong thing to have, gone up and, patted Sam Prendergast on the head to stir them up, really get under their skin. But I just think from Leinster, they're like Sale are no easy team to play against. But if you look at the other teams in this stage, quarterfinal, Bath, Northampton, Bordeaux,
Great game.
Toulouse, Glasgow, Toulon, like Sale are the pick of the bunch there. Do you know?
Yeah,
And I would
very
be,
true.
I think if they had any of the other 6 teams, I think they'd be an awful lot more worried.
Yeah. I'd agree, but look, that's the way it's fallen for them. And Leinster, to be fair, are always kind of lucky, aren't they, when it comes to sides of the draw? And to be fair, they earn it by ending up well ranked. So then you kind of end up in those favourable places. But I just think, Sale, they'll challenge them in ways, but I think they probably have too much. Agreed with you. And you'd wonder now, Sale missing. Yeah, are they missing both hookers? They have a few injuries.
Yeah, there's suspension as well. Yeah,
like
you look at some of those. Bath against Northampton's going to be a cracker.
Great
Bordeaux against Toulouse.
I mean, really, that is box office. And what a game of rugby that's going to be.
Even Glasgow Toulon will be a cracker as well. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Next time out, semi-final, it could be Leinster up against Glasgow. Probably will be in Glasgow as well. Like,
even better. There you go. All the pressure on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bring it on. Bring it on. What are you thinking of the whole Harry Byrne situation? He came in, kind of steadied the ship a little bit there, didn't he?
Yeah, and especially off the tee as well, isn't it? It really matters, especially when you come into, you know what I mean, winning moments, and you need to be knocking them over. I thought the attack, I said it, I've been critical of it, but it looked on, didn't it? What do you make of all these intercepts, though, at the moment? Because remember we were saying that the skill set now to break defences, you know what I mean, that shooter at your 13, and normally they can make that edge pass. But no, it's like the defence have caught up already in terms of making reads. I know this sounds crazy, but I've noticed it even a little bit. I watched that Prez team that won the Munster Senior Cup, and I could see those young fellas. You know the way normally an intercept can be lucky.
Yeah.
But there's fellas that can read it. Like Jason Holland, Dutchy, now coaching Auckland in New Zealand. When he was with us, he could read an intercept. You know what, Tommy? Fellas that can, they show kind of shoulders out, last minute shoulders in, and they're able to kind of get in the passing channel and really whip it, as opposed to, you know what I mean, being lucky or slapping and juggling.
I loved an intercept. Loved it.
Yeah.
Always went for an intercept. Yeah. And listen, the problem nowadays, and whenever we were there and Dutchy was there, there was like, you knocked it on, might be a penalty against you. Now you dare go for it. You're given potentially penalty. There was a penalty try at the weekend, I think, for an intercept, a penalty try and a yellow card. So the consequence of now going for a yellow card for an intercept and not getting it is mega. But like, there is nothing better than going for one and just the fingertips and it just bounces off and you kind of catch it. Oh God. But the problem is you catch it and you have 80 meters still to go, and you have some fucker who's just on the pitch, hair down Australia. Like, would you piss off? Let me score. Oh my God,
Brilliant.
that is the most nerve-wracking thing in your life. Yeah. So James O'Connor, yeah, you fecker.
Yeah. But do you know what I must say, Tommy? If you're watching at the moment, I know people will probably be critical of, you know what I mean, the errors and the intercepts and stuff like that. But if you were like watching the game there for just with no interest in either team,
Yeah.
it was good rugby, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Like it
was
was
great.
entertaining.
Yeah, and to be fair, I just think that it's this transition play. I find that teams are starting to throw it around a little bit. There's a
Yeah,
turnover. It's a two passes. The defense is a bit disjointed, so it's a great time to attack. So teams
yeah,
are maybe forcing that pass a little bit. And you're not really, the ball's just been turned over. You're not really expecting a defender to be in that sort of position. It's a great spot to go hunting for an
mm,
intercept and looking for a ball like that. So, like some great scores in games. Like you
yeah.
think
There
of
was.
the GAA, the way they've changed the rules, and like there were matches. I remember club matches that it was like 4 or 5, against each other, or you had like two teams under 10 points. Where
Yeah,
rugby was the same for a while, where at the minute it seems the attack is certainly on the ascendancy in all
yeah.
games.
Which is great. It really is. It's not the type of rugby I would be good at playing, but love watching it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It is a joy to kind of to watch and
No,
keep an eye
it
on.
is great. Listen, let's stick to so Leinster obviously through. They're playing against Sale this weekend and potentially could set up a mouthwatering one up against Glasgow. We'll move on to the Challenge Cup as well. Connacht, a good win at home in
Yeah,
a
a
crazy
great win.
wind.
Yeah, of course, it was Storm David all weekend. It probably started in the Ulster match on Friday night. We kind of
Yeah.
saw it. But then if you're into like Karen Mullen watching planes landing in crosswinds and people trying to navigate winds, this was the weekend for it. Like that Storm David wreaked havoc, didn't it, with loads of the matches?
My mother-in-law and father-in-law were coming in from Wales, and my wife was sending them videos of planes coming into land into Ireland.
Did you
They were
see
nearly
that
not
one in
coming.
I'm
Jesus,
not
it was
into it. I'm
wild.
not into it. But did you see that? I think it was either a Ryanair or an Aer Lingus one, and it was coming in sideways. Like you're like, look at these pilots, man.
Well,
They're like,
listen, that's what you got to do. As somebody with a pilot's license, you got to
oh, there
nose
you go.
into it and creep in
Anytime.
sideways. I
Yeah,
tell you, there is nothing more exciting than landing a plane into crosswind. And then you have to
jeez.
land it on the back left wheel and then
Yeah,
spin around.
I'll
Class.
sub out for here, and we'll get Karen Mullen in to chat to you about all that. He would absolutely love it. Yeah,
But
come
listen,
here.
whenever you see, go on,
Matthew Devine, man, you've got a pig in a bag there. What a signing! I mean,
scrum
like
half for Connacht, yeah, coming to Ulster next year.
he was amazing at the weekend, and it just got me thinking. Like I text you while it was on. I was there. This guy is like you have locked out. He's an incredible player. I just
Yeah.
thought he brought real tempo. I thought he was so assured in the kind of game plan and what he needed to do. Physical, able to get his kind of back row going forward. And yeah, that is a great signing for you.
Wi-
I can't believe they're leaving him out of the building.
Yeah, but they have so many. They've Murphy
I
there at
know
9, who's played a lot as well. You have
he
Caleb
looks
Blade there
different
as well.
though. He
Well,
he looks.
a lot of the Connacht supporters were raging that he's got let go. But then a lot of the people who were replying were saying, but we never played him. And the Connacht haven't played him.
They didn't. They didn't. Yeah, something went wrong there in ways.
Yeah,
Connacht are 6 for 6, aren't they?
yeah,
In wins. But the physicality is incredible. I remember everything we bitched about there. Well, I did. Their
yeah,
defense. Their defense bangs now, man.
yeah.
Like I said to you last week, yet again, back to back, Bundy leading the way, man. Just
I just
knocking
think,
people over for fun.
well, with Ox and Che, Vincent Koch there, Eben Etzebeth playing for the Sharks as well. Like, they had a couple of their big names as well. But
Yeah, they did. It was a great
whenever you
win.
go to Connacht and you have that wind and you know how to play it, man, particularly for the South African teams, it must be going, what the
Yeah,
hell are we doing here?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I used to think that was me coming from
Yeah,
Belfast.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
they've come
we were
from
the same.
Durban.
We were coming up from Limerick and Cork, an hour away, going, "Oh, jeez." I like that slagging that I got hit by a mackerel at one point in the match.
At least in this fancy big stadium, looking at them as opposed to the porta cabins that it was. But there's still the dog track around the outside. It still
Brilliant.
just doesn't feel right, does it?
I've told you that before about the game that we won 3-0 where Rog buried the ball and they cancelled the dog racing after. It was meant to be on after, come for the rugby, stay on for the dog racing. And 7 minutes to go, they went, due to the weather conditions, we're cancelling the dogs. Jim Williams was playing with us, and all he could hear is, "You are fucking joking."
I hear you. I hear you. Like it's that the wind coming off the Atlantic there is mental. Oh, we've something brilliant running right across the Women's Six Nations, and you're gonna want to be involved.
Yes, Tommy boy, Vodafone have given us tickets to every home game in Galway, Belfast, and a huge day in Dublin, plus a load of Irish jerseys to give away.
Vodafone, they're right at the heart of it, back in the women's game and building on the team of us. The most connected team and fan base out there.
There you go. Just check out the Offload socials and you could be heading to the game or looking so sharp in green.
It's all about showing your support, being part of something bigger. We'll keep you fully up to speed with the girls in green with thanks to Vodafone.
Come on, Ireland. Go on, the team of us.
It's all going right. Like, that is so easy to rally around that team now at the moment. They represent where they're from really well. They're physical. You know what I mean? They've good attack. All the parts are there. Connacht could, you know what I mean, make a bit of a run here.
This is what I was going to say to you, right? So they've got Montpellier away from home on Saturday, which is a tricky match, obviously. Montpellier are going quite well in the French league. But if they win that, they'll be up against, and could potentially be home against Zebra or the Dragons.
I know, man.
Like in a semi-final. I mean, that's there for the taking, isn't it?
Yeah. And you're right. Like, we don't know the way some of the French happened, like Stade, the way they went last weekend.
And La Rochelle. Like La Rochelle up against Ulster this weekend as well. Like La Rochelle.
They have a few, but it's normally, it had been a lot last week of kind of young players, isn't it?
I think they had like six front rowers on the bench last week.
Yeah,
and they still won. But like, you look at that La Rochelle team, like they're there for the taking. You know, there's not the big names. Rog obviously has to concentrate on the top 14, and I think he said that in the paper. He said, "Listen, it's not where we want to be, but you have to deal with the shit sandwich sometimes." And fair play to Rog. Serious, isn't he? But like for Connacht, they have a great chance to go and get a win against Montpellier. You hope away from home, it's going to be a tricky one, but if they can get that job done, they have a peach of a semi-final there to try and progress. Ulster up against La Rochelle. Listen, we just mentioned it there. They were lucky enough against the Ospreys. I think fair play to the Ospreys. They came to Belfast, difficult conditions. All the situation they're up against at the minute, and
can I ask you?
Took it right down to the end.
Yeah, they were brilliant. What are you hearing? Because there's rumours around the place that maybe there could be another pivot and a turn, or maybe that's just the way the nature of this thing goes. But all of a sudden, there is talks that maybe 4 teams again is viable. Yeah, like
there's a big backtrack against the WRU, obviously, with the Ospreys, given the history and the success that the team has had over the couple of years. But the thing is that no decisions can be made until the end of next season. So the Ospreys and Welsh Rugby are contracted into the URC until the end of the 2027 season. So there's still time for a decision to be made. I think the WRU would like to take it down to 3 teams, but it looks like there's a bit of a coup against the board. It looks like the chairperson is having to stand down. There's a lot of business people having a go at the WRU. So I think it's still very much up in the air at the minute. And like, listen, I don't know what's best for Welsh Rugby. Like, and that's the problem. I don't think anybody really does, because the 4 regions financially probably doesn't make sense, given the fact that you've got 4 professional teams within the distance of Limerick and Cork. You know what I mean? Like within an hour, 2 hours of each other. Like, where do you find the supporter base, the money? Like there's huge question marks about it.
Well, if you look at Italy and Scotland, who run off 2, you know what I mean? And we, to be fair, we have done incredibly well. And now we're falling short at the moment. We're one of them only flying high in the main competition, but like, to be able to resource for is a body of work, isn't it?
Well, you think of Ireland, Donncha. Like, Ireland were top of the world, number 1 in the world. We just won the Six Nations last year, and we still had an overall loss, the IRFU did, of 7 million. Then you look at the WRU, who are 4 regions. The Welsh team's hemorrhaging matches and players. They couldn't even sell out the Principality Stadium for Wales against France at home.
Wow.
that they're not going to be have the money, like, so
Yeah, we
it's a tricky one.
do need it to kind of kick on a little bit, and I do think that Nations Cup, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I hope that's got a sponsor soon, man, because that actually sounds like it could be a belting competition. Just looking more and more into it, I think that it will be. That'll grab the imagination.
I think they do have a sponsor, but I'm not going to say who it is just in case it's not released yet.
Right, fair enough. Oh, well,
check me out in the know. We'll all find out very
15
shortly.
Kings, Flow by Bowe, official sponsors of the Nations Cup.
They are desperate for anyone to come and sponsor it. So obviously Ulster are going to be playing up against La Rochelle tonight at 8 o'clock. That's going to be a cracker of a match. I wonder if maybe Rog...
Will you boo him when he comes up? Are you going to give him the Leinster boo when he pops up on the screen, or will he at least be sound?
I'm actually going to Centre Parks, so I'll be watching it on the big screen down there. So I'll be booing, with all the other Ulster supporters up there.
Central Parks, brilliant. Some boy, Tommy. Wow.
Right, I want to get to one or two other matters.
Just before we leave the Ospreys Ulster match, just the intervention there by the TMO, because we saw them silenced for the Six Nations, and I think we'd all agree it was better, wasn't it?
It was.
Jumping in at that point, and I know they've said it was wrong within the process, but like, I think we had manners on it a little bit more. I know we've kind of slipped back. I think we don't want to keep on going at the officials, but I think it's right to kind of flag it when you go back a step.
Like, it was probably the right call, was it? No, it was. I think it was a forward pass. I think it was a forward pass. Well, I just think that it was given as a try for the TMO then to interject. But I suppose that's what the TMO's for, Donncha. They have to make an assessment.
That's where we weren't using them, though, for the Six Nations. And I kind of liked it. You know what I mean?
So
I
the
know
referee has to ask the TMO to give us their opinion.
They can miss stuff, but I'm okay with miss stuff as opposed to this. I just enjoy the Six Nations more instead of having... know all of us are chatting. There's an asterisk over that one, isn't there? Again, we're kind of going, Ospreys hard done by,
They feel so aggrieved. But you know what? I just think from an Ulster point of view, we were third from bottom in the league last year. We had our own issues last year as well. As a personal position, given as I was a former Osprey as well, I'm delighted to see Ulster progress, because I think at home we are on a decent trajectory at the minute. We're far from the finished product. I don't think we're playing as good a rugby as we were playing before the Six Nations. But if they were to pull out a big performance this weekend against La Rochelle, all of a sudden interest comes back. Supporters really start to come back, and there's a real buzz around it.
And sorry, can I ask, is that Friday night still what it used to be in, you know what I mean, in Ulster? Is it still the main night for rugby? Or
it's like Friday night, Ravenhill is still the big one, but it's not what it was. And that's why, and that's because Ulster have been through a little bit what Munster are going through. People are losing interest in it, kind of questioning an awful lot about what's going on behind the scenes. And all of a sudden this season, you have big Stuart McCluskey coming out, and he played so well last weekend as well. You have Balakoon, you have Nick Timoney, you have Izachuku, you have Stockdale, a lot of guys getting themselves back into the green jersey, and interest comes back. And, then people want to go and see these star players playing on a Friday night. So I do think we have to keep winning to keep that going. I do think that this weekend is going to be a cracker of a crowd. And I just think that Munster are a little bit in that position where we were last year, that... the daggers are out at the minute.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah. Be nice to turn it around like you have at the moment. But then again, you're still in the Amblin or whatever it's called.
Do you know what? We always ask for our viewers and listeners to give us their thoughts on it. And we've asked them to
shit stirring here, because you sent me this on and you knew it got my back up. So then you were like...
So we've got a voice note here from... And please do send us in your voice notes, because we want to... And
don't bother your ass, because they only put me in bad form. Like, who likes a voice note? No one.
Shall we take a listen? And again, if you want to do a question like this, send them in to us on our social media channels as well. John, take it away.
Lads, love the podcast. John Healy here, long-term Munster supporter and Shannon supporter, although living in Leinster at the moment. One predominantly for Dundalk. You will be aware of Jerry Thornley's article at the weekend referring to Munster mismanagement, and I'm wondering why the Munster commentators, Donncha, Alan Quinlan, etc., haven't really spoken in depth about the long-term mismanagement that has gone on within Munster, which has led to its slow demise, the lack of focus on the youth structures, the impact of the diminution of clubs and what was meant to replace that, and recruitment in general, the seemingly pull between Limerick and Cork and the issues that concerned. I've never heard an in-depth analysis of that, and also holding the Munster management to account, and I'm inquiring why that is. We really are looking towards being the fourth province, and we need a clear plan in place to wrestle its slow demise, the slow demise of a great club. Thank you very much.
Right, Donncha, it's about time somebody asked the proper questions out here.
Yeah,
So
exactly it.
yourself, Quinny, you're all sitting on the fence. You're all going for your fancy dinner tonight now. Is there going to be a chat
Fancy
about
dinner.
what's actually going on in Munster Rugby at the minute?
Yeah, the main thing, Tommy, is, I suppose, is hurt at the moment, because it's a reflection, and like you're saying, like John there, it does hurt because we love the place, him, us, everyone included. You don't like seeing it like this. And the worst thing I've always felt is that bit of genuine sympathy, not the fake darts and a few more of them. You know what I mean? The false one, but that, you know what I mean, when you underperform. But then I maybe it's because I'm a player, man. I always believe the answers are solved on the pitch. You know what I mean? I do understand structures and infrastructures, but you know what I mean? No one in the accounts office or no one on marketing or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean, runs up 31 points in the first half. And like, we were really aware about that when we were playing. You're the ones that represent. When you put on the shirt, you're actually representing the whole province. And honestly, to go 31 points down, man, you know what I mean? Especially after 45-0 2 weeks ago. It's got to hurt more than that.
That's the question. And listen, it's questions we put to Connacht earlier on in the season about their defence, and they seem to have totally turned around their defence. Has been excellent, just the physicality. And as you said, like their last three matches, they've conceded 45 points to nil, then 34 points and 31 points. But like, right, Clayton McMillan does look like a person that you have to get behind as well. That, like, he has pedigree.
100%, man. We've seen it.
I listened to the sound bites of him. He's not a bullshitter.
Yeah.
And I can think, like we talked to Gareth Steenson last weekend about how Exeter like to look at Munster and try and grow that. And their head coach Baxter went into a director rugby role for a little while, and their boss then just said, you know what, no, we need you on the pitch. And I do believe that McMillan, when he gets, it's going to take a bit of time, but I do think that he is somebody that can really turn around this squad. And you do have young players there that have real promise, but it's just not going to happen.
Can I be honest? I don't think enough of them are getting a go at the moment. I honestly, I would blood them. I'd go for it. We know what we have in so many, and now's the time. The Michael Foyles, the Evan O'Connells, you know what I mean? All these lads, the Ruan Quinns, keep going, you know what I mean? Woody's young fella, Barrett at 9. Like, I remember coming in, like, I got my first cap for Munster at 19 years of age. You know what I mean? And now we're waiting for so many of them for so long. And I remember, like, Decky sitting down with me, and he was there, I want you to rip the shirt off Mick Galway. And he was there, like, and you don't even get anywhere close on a 50-50 call. You're nowhere near. And he's there, 80-20. You don't even get picked ahead of Mick Galway because he's so important to us. He's what we're culturally all about. And he used to be charging me up for every training session. I just think, at 19 years of age there, I honestly, every session, back pitch at Thomond or out in the college farm, and I would be laser beamed in to try to light him up. And I think we've given every chance to a group, and I don't mean to be harsh on them, but like, if you don't step up, you get burned. And it was the bit that probably hurt me the most, hearing Tyke, Byrne, and Jack Crowley have to give out to their fellow teammates for effort. You know,
Yeah.
like fucking hell, man. You know what I mean? Like that. We're built on work rate. You know what I mean? No one fucking works harder. Just
Yeah.
like and like it was mad when you listened and watched the game. The game was lost by the effort level. You're never going to win physical battles if you're not quick off the ground and show urgency. Like, so every defence is set first. When we're just, you know what I mean, sauntering off the ground. And look, I'll be honest with you, I saw that all the defence, and Dennis Leamy will get an awful lot of the heat for it. Of course, it's his defensive system, but I'm fucking telling you, both of us have deed with him. None of that is a reflection of him as a man. You put him in. You put him in now with his two gammy hips. You don't honestly. Do you think any of those Exeter lads would walk through like that? He'd fucking light him up.
Yeah, an effort, it would be one thing he would never be questioned about, you know.
Yeah.
And I do listen. We talked about Ulster and Munster maybe in a situation like that's one of the things that Richie Murphy has done. He's given young guys an opportunity. Like it's amazing. Like for 2 years ago, last year, people were kind of questioning where the hell are Ulster going. All of a sudden, you have young guys coming through, getting an opportunity, and showing that they're good enough. And like,
big
and
time.
then they get into the green jersey, they go in with a pep in their step, and they're showing again they're good enough. But if you don't get the opportunities, what can you do?
But Tommy, you might not be good enough either, which is totally fine, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I came on for my first European Cup game in Perpignan. I came on for Mick O'Driscoll, who got injured. I came on with 10 minutes before halftime, and I was taken off 10 minutes after halftime. So they subbed me off. Listen, the ref was there, number 18 for number 19. I was there, sorry, ref, I'm only on. Like, was on 20 minutes and 10 of it was halftime. And he was there, no, it's 18.
Is this Decky?
Decky. And I remember I came over to the touchline, man, and he grabbed me by the elbows and he was there, I'm really sorry to have to do that to you, but you're fucking miles off it. And he was just telling me the absolute truth. Physically, I was nowhere near it. And he sat down with me on the Monday and he was there, here are the scores in Ireland of all the people in your positions that their bench scores, the fat scores, you know the way, like we can see it all. I wonder if you did that now, where would Munster players rank? Like strength and conditioning, and like you saw us, Tommy, man, we would look to push it. Like I remember when we saw fellas from the likes of Jamie coming in and Stephen Ferris, we were fucking blown away because finally there was someone blown out of the way that wasn't from our group, you know that way. So it's...
There's something needs to happen there, and a bit of honest and accountability, like you're saying there.
Agreed. And look, there is structural sides of it and all that. But fucking, if you're in the shirt, man, you know what I mean. You're the one that has to bring it. Like, I sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, but player led always front and center. Like, you know what I mean. You can go around the houses and you can look at different people's roles and the structures and all that side of it. And that does need to be looked at. But fucking hell, man, 31 points, that is on the players.
31-0 in that first half. Yeah, listen, and there was a fight back, of course, which you'd expect from Munster, but at that stage, you kind of just were thinking maybe Exeter were concentrating next week at that stage.
Thank God for Jack Crowley,
Yeah, listen. It's an interest, and I was talking to somebody this morning who's a Munster supporter as well, and he had the same sort of emotion and frustration as you're saying there, just like that voice note we had as well from John. And thank you for John getting in touch. Thanks, Donncha.
Do you know what, one thing though, I do think, and you mentioned Clayton, I do think him either spending time or finding time or tying him with Decky, Kidney. I know you're saying it, but you mentioned Rob Baxter, and I know you laugh at it and stuff like that. But nobody gets Munster rugby better. You know what I mean?
The DNA of it, yeah.
He 100% has, and I just, you know what I mean? Like I've said it to you before, he drove me fucking crazy. But maybe that's what it needs at the moment too.
I wonder though if the players can take that. It's a different style nowadays. But like it's really interesting. I was sitting with a couple of the former Ulster players at the match last weekend, and a couple of them were involved in coaching up at school level and whatever up in Ulster too, and the investment that the IRFU are putting now into schools up in Ulster, and I know in clubs and schools down in Munster and Connacht as well, because they can't have it that Connacht or Munster or Ulster are falling away. And Leinster, there's such a gap nowadays. So there is the
Big
investment
time.
from the IRFU, and it's going to take time to see these pathways and these players get their opportunities. But you just hope that that Munster can kind of give the opportunity to these young lads.
Yeah, and that's great to see, because to be fair, it was too one-sided, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
important. But then when you do get those structures and finances in place, you've got to be able to capitalize it, and that probably needs an awful lot of effort as well. It is a worry though, Tommy, just I'm going to complete grassroots. If you look at like the AIL final, it's all Leinster clubs. So we have our semi-finals. It's going to be Mary's versus Turnior, Clontarf versus Lansdowne. So that's our top four. Next year's 1A will have 7 Dublin clubs, a Cork club, a Limerick club, and one from Ballynahinch. You know what I mean? So it is very central towards.
But like, you hear the money that they're giving some of the players, the rewards and stuff on those Dublin teams as well. But if you're a 50-50 deciding whether to go and play up in Ballynahinch or go down and play with Terran, you're kind of thinking, I think I know where I'm going to go with this one. You know, it's
But even my own club, they like a burn of 14 to 15 players every year. You know what I mean? That, like, Tommy, in club rugby, man, that's massive. You know, like
huge.
It's yeah.
Here, let's brighten it up. I've got one quick one for you. Right, they're Dungarvan. Ever go to Dungarvan?
Yes.
Right. So in Dungarvan, County Waterford, there's 2 seals that are resting on a surfboard. Right, so they've a surfboard out at sea, and there's 2 seals now have plonked themselves on top of this and are there all the time.
No way.
And
like Wally the Walrus, remember that flute?
Yeah, exactly. Well, but the tourists are coming along taking pictures, and this has become a bit of a big thing. And the local residents in Dungarvan want to create a statue of
Brilliant,
the
a bit like
seals
fungi.
Exactly, like fungi. Exactly, they're getting in on it.
Well done, Dungarvan. We love it.
Dungarvan
They
are
need
all
a
over
name.
this. Well,
They need a name.
To do the seals. Anyway, right. Think of a name if you have one for us. Or else I want to ask you, like, who do you think should have a statue? Like, you're thinking of, you have Mick O'Dwyer in Kerry. You have Joe Dolan in Mullingar. You have, I didn't know about this one. There's a statue of Paddington Bear in Westport. Isn't that random? Yeah.
That is random.
And I think there's a statue, I need to Google this one, of Charlie Chaplin somewhere as well.
Wow. That is odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Who do you think deserves a statue in it? Like it's in Belfast. A 12.
Is it? Roy Keane. Well,
inches.
Sonia's got a statue down in Cove.
Does she?
Sonia O'Sullivan, and that's fully deserved for being the greatest of all time.
Totally. But Roy's a Cove man, isn't he?
No, he's from Mayfield. Did he play with Cove?
Oh, maybe just played with Cove. Okay, right. Sorry, I've thrown this on you, but I just kind of thinking like...
Well, it's a good question, because they're also looking at the banknotes. Aren't they going to change the banknotes really soon? And remember, they wanted to be kind of safe and just have like architecture on them. But now they're saying, like, is it time to put people like Mary Robinson on them, or Michael D. Higgins, or... But then imagine if you ended up with, you know what I mean?
Tommy Bowe on a note.
Tommy Bowe
sorry, no. You're going to say that, no. Anyway, I know. I just saw that in the news today. And I was thinking, who would be an interesting person to kind of get on a statue for, like, because obviously you have your O'Driscolls, but there's so many Leinster ones. Like, do you mean, like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're looking. Sorry, I'm completely thinking of like Michael D, Mary Robinson. You know what I mean, John Yu.
But even like a Bono. Does Bono, like, even just a massive set of glasses?
Yeah,
like, imagine imagine glasses, but we're done with the odd color, and you look out over
brilliant
from kind of Dalkey. through the Bono glasses.
Brilliant. And then you could see, you remember the portal that showed you America and everyone was showing their arse?
Flashing.
So you could go to Bono's glasses and show off your arse in
They had
America.
to put like security around it because they can't trust the Irish. Or Molly Malone. I mean, we do this on the show all the time.
Yeah.
It's lucky, according to tourists, to go and grope Molly Malone.
No way.
Oh,
Wow.
have you not
Wow.
seen the Molly
No,
Malone
yeah.
statue?
I know it was moved, but I thought that was
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the Lewis or something.
Molly's groped to within an inch
Oh,
of her.
wow.
Like,
Leave
it's
money alone,
genuinely,
lads, will you?
they have to have a security person around to say, you're ruining the statue here. Like, it's actually rubbing off the kind of coating on the outside of the copper.
No way. Wow. Wow. Jeez, I didn't know that. Wow.
What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people? Like, I mean, honestly, kissing the Blarney Stone or whatever, but rubbing someone's breasts. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
honestly.
Do you know what? Sorry, I'm a part of the pantomime statue in Shannon Airport. That's my arse holding Paulie up.
You are!
Me and John Hayes are in Shannon Airport lifting Paulie. It's that iconic image of him winning a line-out against
Toulouse?
against
Toulouse
England
now?
in Crow
Oh.
Park. Remember, it was a stamp.
Oh, was it? Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
do remember that.
Yeah,
stamp.
I know the man that made it, Patrick Campbell, because we met him. He did a great job of it. First thing he did when he met me, man, he started mauling my face. I'm sorry, a lovely man. I should be, but like speaking of groping, it wasn't like that. But he wanted to kind of get the kind of sense of my face. I was there. This is all a bit odd.
All right.
That's
That's right. See, you're in a statue in Cork Airport. That
And
is
do you know
cool.
what?
You
Instead
did the
of-
live show from there as well, didn't you? Right beside it.
Yeah,
On the radio.
That's right, yeah, that's right, yeah. So I think it should be totally fine to rub Dunners' arse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's big enough. It's not going to rub away in any way. That
I've
Having
got
that?
one. I've
Go on.
got one. Packy Bonner save.
oh
Imagine
yeah.
a sideways Packy Bonner. Do you remember that one? Was that Italian
Yeah.
90?
The Italian 90, yeah.
Just the
What
whole
was it,
buzz about
Tremonti?
the Irish
Oh.
team there recently and put him under pressure. I was watching and listening to
Wasn't
it
that
so much. And that
Oh.
save and the jump in the air at the celebration.
the iconic George Hamilton line, isn't it? Tremonti against Bonner. The nation holds its breath.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm going for a Packy Bonner. Either
We have
the
one of
awkward
Jack Charlton.
celebration.
We've Jack Charlton in Cork. He's up in Cork Airport, right? But he's fishing. So basically,
yeah.
he's sitting on a bench with a load of fish beside him.
So random.
So random. So
Put him
random.
under pressure. Likewise, random. A couple of seals on a surfboard. It's a lot of money to go and spend on a fucking few seals on a surfboard.
Brilliant.
Isn't it?
Dungarvan, cash in, name those fellas. Let's get
Yeah.
boats out. Let's absolutely look after Waterford. Get down and see them.
Cash in, but go easy on the fuel, getting yourself out there to go and see them.
Actually, the Greenway's brilliant down there, so cycle. Cycle your way down there.
Donncha, listen, unfortunately, no rugby for you this weekend, but I'm sure you'll be watching
Oh,
it.
you-
I'll be
yeah, well done.
watching it in Centre Parks this weekend. Again, if you've got a voice note and you want to send it in, can be anything, can be touching on Munster, Ulster, anything at all, send it in to us on our Instagram page on the Offload. And best of luck to the girls in green this weekend.
Absolutely. Shouting them on. It's going to be a big one over there, but hopefully they get us off to an incredible start. Whatever about results, performance through the roof, and we're rooting for them. Good on them. Go on, the girls in green.
Go on, the girls in green and Ulster. Chat to you later, Donncha.
Go on, Ulster. Come on, Connor. Come on, let's get over.